Mr. President, uh, I move that we take up proposed resolution number 385. This is the resolution honoring the life and legacy of Martin Olondris Tuason for his invaluable contribution and steadfast commitment and unwavering dedication to strengthening the Philippine defense industry.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, consideration of proposed resolution 385 is now in order. The Secretary is directed to read the title of the resolution.
Resolution honoring the life and legacy of Martin Olondris Tuason for his invaluable contributions, steadfast commitment, and unwavering dedication to strengthening the Philippine defense industry.
If I may, Mr. President, be able to sponsor the measure.
The Senator from Bukidnon is recognized to sponsor the resolution.
Maraming salamat po, mahal na Pangulo. Mr. President, it is with a heavy heart that I stand here today to sponsor this resolution honoring the life and legacy of one of my best friends, a dear friend and true patriot, Martin Olondris Tuason, who passed away last November due to a massive heart attack. Any firearms enthusiast in the country will know Martin as the head of the Armscor Global Defense Group, a proudly homegrown corporation that has, under Martin's leadership, established itself as the largest privately owned firearms and ammunition manufacturing company in Southeast Asia. He inherited the Armscor from a line of patriots who have made immense contributions to our country's defense industry. From his grandfather, Don Celso Tuason, to his father, Ambassador Demetrio Bolo Tuason, who is here with us today, who first led the expansion of Armscor. But it was Martin who strengthened Armscor's global recognition, setting up manufacturing facilities in Montana, Nevada, and Utah in the United States, and exporting to over 60 countries worldwide. He also led Armscor's transformation into a total defense solutions provider beyond just firearms and ammunition. Even with his efforts to expand Armscor's reach, however, Martin remained committed to Armscor's roots. He continued to grow his manufacturing plant in Marikina City and employed thousands, Mr. President and my dear colleagues, thousands of Mariqueños from that plant alone. And he became a staunch advocate for growth and development of the local defense industry towards building a credible self-defense posture for the country. In fact, my dear colleagues, he was instrumental in the passage of the Self-Reliant Defense Posture Act in 2024, which I authored and sponsored. He was here almost every day in all the hearings, supporting our push for our self-reliant defensive posture in this country. His insights helped shape that measure through which we built the framework for a local defense industry that will create meaningful jobs for skilled Filipino workers and reduce our reliance on foreign suppliers. Martin firmly believed that Filipino defense manufacturers would best serve Filipino troops and that nothing can protect us better than our very own products. To this end, he worked with the Armed Forces of the Philippines and our law enforcement agencies to develop defense material that perfectly fit our needs, our terrain, and our conditions. He also provided invaluable support to the Philippine government in ensuring reliable supply of firearms and ammunition to our troops as they fought to liberate Marawi. Tamang-tama, our Chief Minister is here, Chief Minister Makakua of the BARM. During the siege of Marawi, when we ran out of bullets, Your Honor, and no one else was there to give us the bullets we need to defend our territory in Marawi, the Philippine territory, from these armed terrorists. It was Armscor that opened their bodegas and gave our troops the ammunition needed to continue the fight against the Maute rebels in 2017. This is actually even acknowledged by then President Rodrigo Duterte, that it was Armscor that came in need when they needed the very important ammunition. The key to understanding, my dear friend, Martin's legacy is that he saw firearms not only as weapons of violence and harm, but of defense and protection. He was, at the end of the day, committed to build communities of peace. Only a few people know of his quiet philanthropic work through the Bata Foundation, to which this day continues to provide shelter, education, and support for abandoned and orphaned girls. They also regularly hold seminars and medical, surgical, dental missions for underserved communities as part of the foundation's empowerment initiatives. And like his father, Ambassador Bolo Tuason, Martin also served the country as a diplomat. From 2024 to 2025, he was the special envoy of the president, to the United States, promoting trade, investments, cultural exchange, and tourism between our two countries. As a matter of fact, when I did a trip as Senate President, Mr. President, when I was Senate President then, 2023, to Washington, D.C., it was Martin Tuason who helped open the doors to several congressmen and several U.S. senators. He was the one introducing to me many of these U.S. politicians, mostly Republicans who are pro-gun, but those are the guys that I was meeting there, together with Tol Tolentino, who was with me at the time, a fellow Republican. Martin Tuason leaves a rich, multifaceted legacy behind. We remember him as a true patriot who fully believed in our capability to protect ourselves and our country. We remember him as a philanthropist whose generosity created hope and opportunities for children who had none. And those of us who knew him remember him as a dear friend, a good son, and by the way, he was my hunting buddy. And all my adventures in the middle of the forest or right on top of the mountain, Martin was there with me with all those outdoor activities that we did. And he was also a devoted husband to his wife, Tammy, and a father to their 3 children, who will, I have no doubt, uphold Martin's values and legacy when they grow up. Rest in peace, my dear friend, Martin Tuason. Maraming salamat sa serbisyo na binigay nyo sa ating bansa at sa industriya na iyong tinatag. So, thank you very much, Mr. President, and I hope that we can adopt with everyone as an author of this measure.